Hello YouTube, and welcome to what I hope will be the first in a weekly series of vlogs and pickups videos.
Good afternoon YouTube. It is Monday afternoon. It's 4:10. I've just been to the post box with my large letter post, popped in the charity shop, and now I'm heading home. And I thought I would take this opportunity to have a quick word with you. So, some of you may have watched Caroline's channel this lunchtime when she and I did a hangout together. My first ever live hangout, very nerve-wracking. All I could hear in the back of my mind was, "Big Brother House, this is Davina. You are live on Channel 4, please do not swear." And I don't think I swore. I think I managed not to be my usual foul-mouthed, horrible self. So, it's been a reasonably good week last week for sales. It started very slowly. There was a point when I thought we might all starve to death in the gutter if people didn't hurry up and buy something, but people did start buying, and I ended the week on quite a happy note, quite pleased with how things were. I've started a few auctions on last night. On Sunday night I moved 41 items over from Buy It Now to auction, things that have been hanging around far too long, things that I'm sick of seeing when I scroll down my items for sale. So moved those over to a 99p start auction. I do this every now and again, and then if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it gets moved back onto a Buy It Now, or possibly taken off and bundled. I've had reasonable success bundling items that I couldn't sell any other way, and sometimes got more money than I would have done if they'd all sold at 99p on the auction. So yes, so that might happen. As I just popped in the charity shop and bought only 3 items. It seems to be a 3-item week. I bought 3 items Saturday, 3 items yesterday at the car boot sale, and 3 items today. So today I bought a bag of Build-A-Bear clothes, which seemed to sell quite well. I bought quite a reasonable bag full for £2.99. A Moulin Roti, there we go with that dodgy French accent again. A Moulin Roti cuddle toy for 49p, and a Disney Store monster from Monsters Inc. Here he is, look. Ooh. He was £1.99, and I only bought him because he wouldn't stay on the shelf. I kept putting him back on the shelf, and the third time he fell off I noticed that he was a Disney Store exclusive and thought, oh well, come home with me then. I don't know who he is. I shall have to go and see if I can work out what his name is before I list him. Yesterday the car boot sale was awful yesterday morning. So I bought 3 items: a Filofax, a book to go into a bundle, and a Belle ragdoll from Beauty and the Beast, hoping with the new movie coming out soon that might make a little surge in interest in Belle things. But she had a dirty face, so she's gone through the washing machine. She's currently face down on the radiator trying to dry her out. And then on Saturday at the charity shop I picked up a pair of Maasai Barefoot Technology trainers and a Vicar of Dibley Ultimate Collection, and a really nice Joseph dress, which I was excited about at the time, because Joseph is a very expensive brand, and it was £6.99. And then got it home, still quite pleased, checked out, realised it's 100% virgin wool, which makes it even better still, and then realised there's some damage under one arm, so that's been listed at a reduced price because of that. Somebody good with a needle may have been able to sort that out, but I'm very, very old now. My eyes are very old and I can't see like I used to, and I couldn't be bothered, if I'm honest. Couldn't be bothered. So yeah, so 3, 3 and 3. Tomorrow we're going into town. A friend and I are going into town trying to spend some Christmas money, and I may get the opportunity to drag her. There's a couple of charity shops in the town centre, although they're not cheap because of where they are. They're not cheap, but I might get the chance to drag my friend around the charity shops and pick up something. You never know. So yeah, so I enjoyed doing the hangout with Caroline. It was lovely to chat. So nice that lots of you came into the chat as well. I'm still learning the technological side, and I think if I'm honest, I think my bandwidth, internet speed thingy, whatever they call it, is probably not up to the job of live transmission, because I think I froze and disappeared a few times. There are a few bits in that chat where poor Caroline's going, hello, I think if I'm on my own. The joke was that perhaps I was in Sean's house using his bandwidth, because apparently it's mine was as rubbish as his. So maybe if I want to do that kind of thing more often, I should ring good old Virgin and say, what can you do? Can you increase stuff? Can you up the speed or something? Certainly used up all the internet that was available in our house at that present time, because after I'd finished chatting to Caroline, my daughter came in with a very disgruntled face saying, was I quite finished? Because she couldn't do anything at all. There was no Netflix and no Facebook and no anything, and the world was terrible. So yeah, so I was obviously gobbling up all the internet in my little corner of the world and not leaving any for anyone else. So yeah, so I enjoyed that. I've had a good response to the videos that I've put up so far, so thank you for that. It's lovely to have some support. I'm still very nervous about what I'm doing. I've managed to turn the camera around, you'll notice, today, and repositioned it so hopefully there's not quite so much wobble. A couple of the clips that I filmed earlier in the week I've had to ditch because you can barely see me because there's so much wobble on the camera. So hopefully this little bit of footage will turn out better. I will drop into this some footage of charity shop finds. Just a few bits of filming of that. Maybe just some pictures. Who knows? I don't know. I'm blethering now. Anyway, that's it for now. Speak to you later. Bye bye. Good morning, YouTube. I just wanted to film some of the charity shop pickups I've made so far this week to drop into a video I'll be putting out later on. So, first up, this is my little Moulin Roti rabbit that I mentioned. I paid 49p for him. I think I've put him on at $14.99. He rattles. This is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She's a very soft body rag doll, and I paid 50p for her at the car boot sale. She had a very dirty face, but she's been through the wash. She's come out beautiful, so she's gone on. She's listed already. Art from Monsters University. He was £1.99, and I wasn't going to buy him, but he would not stay on the shelf. I put him back 3 times. 3 times he dropped back off, so I thought it was obviously destiny for him to come home with me. He's, as you can see from his foot, he's a genuine Disney exclusive. So he's come home and he's been listed. The Maasai Barefoot Technology Trainers, which I mentioned, I got these in the charity shop. I think they were $5.99. They're in extremely good condition. Very little wear, a bit of grubbiness on the soles, but very little wear. And I've listed those for $39.99. All these bags at the front here, this was a bundle of Build-A-Bear workshop clothes. I paid $2.99 for the whole lot, and I've listed them all. You can see that I've bagged them individually, listed them, individual prices. Should hopefully bring in £40-ish for those, if I get the prices I've asked for. And then the next few bits are what I've picked up this morning on a very quick charity shop run. I went into the St Peter's Hospice shop, and they had a sale on some of their items down to £1. So this is white stuff, not front shrug, tie front shrug. This would have been originally in the charity shop at St Peter's Hospice. Is not usually cheap. That would have been $4.99. I'm quite impressed that they had it that low, and that went down to £1. The long cardigan you see, let me move the white stuff out of the way. The long cardigan you see there is a Zara, and again $4.99 down to £1. This next top is Jane Norman. Jane Norman sells well. She's gone off the high street. I don't know if she's still available online, but there's no high street stores, and so they sell well. This is kind of a floaty chiffon, I don't know, batwing kind of affair. That one would go nice for the summer. That was $3.99. That went down to £1. This one's Anne Harvey, which is high-end plus size. Not very high-end, but mid to high-end plus size. Not particularly cheap usually. So that was $4.99, and I got that one for £1. And then this one is Rice, R-E-I-S-S. Again, that's top-end high street, that one. And that would have been $4.99 originally, and that came down to £1. I find with the St Peter's Hospice shop they frequently overprice and then end up reducing down to £1, which works in my favour. So that's it for this little bit, and I'll be back. Look at my pile of mess now. I'll be back with some more footage later. Good morning, YouTube. It is... oh, look at that wobble. I don't mean me, I mean the actual camera. It is Thursday morning, just about. It's 11:45. I am on my way to sunny Cardiff, or rather I'm on my way from sunny Bristol to what I hope is going to be sunny Cardiff, to visit a friend. This friend lives in the vicinity of a couple of nice little charity shops where I've found some interesting things in the past, so I'm looking forward to popping in there either before my visit or after, depending on how good progress I make with the traffic on the way. So you have to excuse the wobble on the camera. I still don't seem to have cracked that. It was fine when I was recording the wrong way up, essentially. When I was recording with the camera in portrait, I had no wobble at all. But when I put that onto the computer, that's when it comes up with the thick black lines on either side of the thick black frame. So I need to record landscape for it to come up properly on YouTube. Which means you have to combat the wobble. I wanted to film a little bit today on this journey. Because for once I look semi-presentable. I have makeup on. I have made an effort because I'm going to visit. Please let me out. Because I'm going to visit a friend, I've made an effort with my appearance, so I actually don't look like I've been scraped off the bottom of the kitchen bin like I usually do when you guys see me. So I thought I'd show off my my presentable face. And also because I'm trying to do a bit of a compilation vlog this week, and so far I've only filmed one bit, so it's going to be not a compilation at all if I didn't do something. So I pushed over some more stuff to auction yesterday. I managed to get myself in a total pickle. Usually when you send items to auction, they appear in your unsolds, and I delete them. But I didn't delete them because I wanted possibly to relist them at some point at the same price, so I leave them there. What this meant was that when all my other items ended, which they did because the last lot of free listings that we had, those ended yesterday or the day before. I've so lost track of time. Anyway, they all ended as well, and they got confused with my other ended listings. And when I hit relist all, I discovered I was about to relist stuff that I'd already sent to auction. So I was about to have the same single item on both auction and buy it now listing separately, and that would have this way madness lies, because I would have ended up selling it twice or something dreadful, you know. So I sat there the other night pickling away for ages doing that. So 13 years of eBay, and I still make stupid mistakes. So I sat there for ages the other night pickling away at it, trying to work out what on earth I'd done, and sorting it out and deleting some and relisting others, and hopefully I've sorted out. Hopefully I now haven't got any duplicate listings going on, selling on 2 different platforms. So those will all end Sunday night. Oh, that's the point. If today's Thursday, it must have been Tuesday I did that, because I put them on a 5-day auction to end Sunday along with the others. I like my auctions to end on a Sunday night. I just feel there's more people there buying them. So I've got nearly 100 items on auction. Now, my entire shop inventory was only 370 odd. So that's cut me down considerably. Although most of them won't sell. Most of them won't sell on auction. I'll end up bundling them with something else. All this leads me even more into thinking that I'm in no way ready to upgrade my shop to the 1200 listings price. I pay £20 a month to have 200 included listings, and the next step from there is to pay £50 a month and have 1200. I'm nowhere near that. I'm nowhere approaching that. It's a shame they haven't got some kind of level in between that, where you could have 500 listings for 35 quid or something like that. The £50 would be a waste. I wouldn't use most of it, particularly when they do every 6 weeks or so. They do the unlimited free listings, and I whack a load of it on there. So yeah, I'm sticking with my current shop, my current basic shop level for now. The £20 a month is enough. I usually end up using up my £20 I included 200 listings, and I generally end up spending perhaps another £8 or £9 on top of that. So if it comes to the point where I'm spending 30 quid on top of that, then I'll know it's time to move up. But I'm not there yet, and may never be. As I said in my chat with Caroline on Monday, there's nowhere in my house to store 1,000 to 1,200 eBay listing items. I'd have to look at alternative storage, and then you have to start looking at a balance. I sell low value items, I sell clothing, baby toys. It's not as though I'm selling items that are, you know, turning over £100, £200 at a time. My average sale price is between £10 and £20, and you know, that precludes paying out for storage fees on a unit or anything like that. I think the answer is obviously to murder both of the children, put them under the patio, and then use their bedrooms for storage, or possibly just throw them out the house. I suppose I don't have to go to the extreme of bumping them off. Plus I don't have a patio. So, I do love it when people just wander out in front of the car as though it doesn't matter. Particularly when they're eating a pasty. I want a pasty. Very unfair. I suppose I could have hit her and then I could have had a pasty. So, yeah, off to Cardiff. Here we go. The sun is actually fading here now, so perhaps it's moving over in advance of me. That'll be fine. It's nice to have a bright day. It's been very, very grey and dreary all week. Off to Cardiff, a little bit of charity shop hunting, and then home this evening. A bit of listing tonight, I think. I've not done much. Excuse me. I've not done much this week because I'm moving things over to auctions and things like that. I've not actually done much listing this week, just the odd item here and there. I try and do at least one every day, even if I'm not having a listing day. I try and get one or two on, because I think there's empirical evidence that as long as you carry on listing, your items carry on being bumped up in the searches. So yeah, one or two listings on so far this week. I need to increase that. I've got a box of clothes waiting to go on. So much for my clothes buying ban. I found myself in the St Peter's Hospice sale yesterday with an armload again. So yeah, listing tonight, and yeah, that's about pretty much all I've got to tell you. Not very interesting today, but maybe after Cardiff I'll have some exciting news. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for now. Speak to you later. Bye bye. Hello again, YouTube. It's 5:15. I'm stuck in fairly heavy traffic coming out of Cardiff, so I thought I'd update you with what I've managed to track down in the charity shops today. There are 3 in the neighbourhood I was in. One of them is Bobath, which is a children's charity, Welsh children's charity, and they had a sale on. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what I bought. They had a sale on all trousers and skirts for £1.99. I found another pair of Not Your Daughter's jeans. Maybe I found a Jaeger skirt. I'm never quite sure whether I should be saying Jaeger or Jaeger. That's obviously because I'm nowhere near posh enough to buy this line, otherwise I'd know what I was buying. Yeah, so Jaeger skirt. It's a divorce skirt, which I've had good experiences with in the past. Seems to be a popular fabric. And a Bowden skirt. So 2 skirts and a pair of jeans, £1.99 each. I then wandered across to, I can't remember what it's called, the one over the road anyway, where I found a comforter, and Marks & Spencer's comforter. I like comforters. A Disney princess plate, China plate, collector's plate, 50p. You'd think I'd... Oh, Bowden coat for £5. May have been $5.99. Anyway, £5.99. And a pair of Skechers for £5. They're grubby. They're going to need some cleaning up. I'm hoping I can throw them in the washing machine. Well, I can throw them in the washing machine. It's just whether they'll come out in one piece. So I'm planning to throw them in the washing machine. £5, you know, if they don't come up okay, what have I lost? £5, it's not the end of the world. And then the last one was a Welsh Help the Aged, similar to Help the Aged charity shop. I found a pair of I found an Avengers duvet cover with 2 pillowcases. I'm not sure if it's a single or a double because it was all rolled up into a bundle and tied up, and it just said on there duvet cover 2 pillowcases. So it may be a double, it may be a single, we'll find out. But it was £1.25, so I thought I'll have that Marvel Avengers duvet cover for £1.25. And a Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix first edition for 50p. It's not an exciting first edition. You get to the point where it's the last few books, when they're all first editions. They did such an enormous print run that they never needed to do any second editions. So yeah, it's not worth writing home about. But you know, for 50p, it'll go in my massive drawer of Harry Potter books, waiting for the first couple to turn up to make bundles with. It's always the first couple I can't find. And what have I said? I've said duvet cover, I've said book, and something else. I don't know what the other thing was, but I know I bought something else. Anyway, it will all go into my haul footage, which I will sprinkle into this video later on. So it's just starting to get dark. I find that the traffic lights and the lights of the cars, I find them quite dazzling at dusk, so I'm going to stop filming for the sake of safety, and I will catch up with you guys later on. Bye now. Good evening, YouTube. This is Carla, back with the footage of the charity shop pickups that I made today. So I will go through them for you. You'll have heard me mention earlier that I picked up an Avengers duvet set, and it said it came with 2 pillowcases, but I wasn't sure whether it was a single or a double. Well, it is a single. It is this design here, but it also came with, I've dropped it on the floor, oh there we go, it came with this extra pillowcase which doesn't match at all. I'll probably just sell that pillowcase singly. So the duvet set itself is in very good condition, and that cost me £1.25. These 2 mini Bowden girls' skirts were £1 each. Mini Bowden sells just as well as adult Bowden, only for, you know, slightly lower prices because people expect to pay less for children's clothes, but you can always guarantee to sell it. This cameo set, I paid £5, mainly because I thought it looked interesting. There's bracelet, there is a ring, it's obviously had some kind of silver tone colouring that's worn off over time. There is a pair of pierced earrings, so excuse my hand, pair of pierced earrings, one has a back on and one doesn't, and then there is a necklace which has a double layer. There we go. It has a double layer on it. There's a cameo on there with the pearls, and then a heart and a pearl in the middle. It's definitely not silver. However, all of the little stones, all of the little rhinestones, I don't know if I can make that focus. Not without another hand. Bear with me. There we go. All the little rhinestones around the edge here are complete on the whole thing. None of those rhinestones are missing on any of it. So that's quite a nice touch to it. I don't think this is the original box. The box is a lotus box. Now, they did make a lot of imitation pearl jewellery mid-century, but the fact that the box won't close properly because the ring is too big says to me that either the entire set, either this is not the correct box for the set, or the entire set didn't come all in one box, and perhaps there was a ring box that came separately. Perhaps just the necklace was in here, I don't know. I know nothing about jewellery. I just picked it up because I liked it, and I think I can get more than £5 for it. We shall see. So that's those. I found another pair of NYDJ Not Your Daughter's jeans. Now these have the slightly more modern label, there we go. And having looked up the style number online, these are called Sally jeans, these ones. I paid £1.50 for those. Now, there is a moral to my story here, and you guys can learn from my mistakes. I don't mind telling you my boo-boos. In the charity shop that I bought the jeans from, I picked up the jeans. these two skirts, and they were all on a rail that said skirts and trousers were £1.99 each. I took them to the counter to pay for them, and I got sidetracked by looking at the cameo set. So while I was admiring the cameo set, the lady was ringing the things up, and then I said I'd like the cameo set as well, and I paid for it with contactless card and didn't really pay much attention to the total. I've just got home and looked at my receipt, and I have been charged £5.50 for the Jaeger skirt. Now, this is a charity shop in Wales. I'm not going back to Wales for the sake of £5.50 for starters. It'll cost £6.70 to get over the bridge. When I checked, the original label on the skirt is £5.50. So I don't know whether it had been moved onto the £1.99 rail by mistake, or whether the assistant made a mistake. I'm just going to have to suck it up, Cupcake, and learn to pay more attention next time. Next up, this is a Disney Princess plate. I paid 50p, as you can see by the price sticker. It just says on the back, Disney, my shadow's in the way, Disney made in China, so no particular branding, possibly not a genuine Disney store product, but I'm bound to get more than 50p for it, I hope. These are Skechers Sassies. These were £4.99. Slightly annoyed that in this particular charity shop, their idea of how to price a pair of shoes is to write it on the sole in biro, so I shall have to get the wet wipes out and scrub away at that. I've got a Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix. It's, of course, a first edition. It's got 2M Lots of Love Dave in there. Dave loved her 20 kisses worth, bless him. He was quite keen, wasn't he, Dave? So yeah, it is, of course, the first edition, but then they almost all are once you get as far as the Goblet of Fire. But it was 50p. An M&S puppy dog comforter. I paid 50p for him, and he will sell for between £12 and £16, so quite pleased with him. And then my two skirts, as I mentioned earlier, this one is Jaeger or Jaeger, I'm not ever quite sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that. This is a velour skirt, I don't know if you can see the texture on the camera. This one is Bowden, and that's 100% cotton, so that should sell reasonably well. And then this, which I'm quite pleased about, is a Bowden wool coat in excellent condition. I paid £5.99 for that one, and I should be able to sell that for £25 to £30, I hope. So there we go, those are my pickups from today, and I'll see you later in the week. Good evening, YouTube. It is Friday evening. It is 5:05. As you can see, I am back to looking like something scraped off the bottom of the kitchen bin. If anything, I'd possibly look worse today, because I had a broken night's sleep and woke up with a horrible headache which I've not managed to shift all day. However, I have been a good girl. I have done lots of listings today. I have done my parcels, taken them to the parcel shop. I have watched a little bit of YouTube, and that's about it. That seems to be all I've achieved today, apart from some things around the house. Just popped into Aldi for some groceries. Apparently, my daughter insists that tonight we make satay sauce. I've never made satay sauce before, and I'm not exactly master chef, so quite why she thinks that tonight we're going to create this wonderful dish is beyond me, but we shall see. Maybe we'll create something beautiful. Oh God, maybe this man will reverse into me and I'll never get any kind of sauce whatsoever apart from the sauce that you get when you're smeared all over the inside of your windscreen. No, it's fine, you miss me. So yeah, so I'm on my way home now. I've just been to the parcel shop. I missed the parcel pickup today. He comes usually at about 4 o'clock to pick up the parcels from the parcel shop, and I got there just after, and today he'd been early, so my hurries must not be very busy. So you must all sell more things, I think, so that the man doesn't run on his rounds early. I think that's what I mean. Anyway, the camera's wobbling horribly again, so I'm off home now to Google peanut satay sauce recipes. to discover that I don't have most of the ingredients needed, and to tell my daughter that wouldn't she rather order a Domino's pizza instead. But not for me, because I'm being a good girl and having something Slimming World approved, I don't bloody know what. So there we go, that's my little bit of rambling. I've just popped in the charity shop and managed to pick up one item. I picked up a pair of All Saints jeans. They were in the pound box, so that was nice. They'd started at £8.99, which is far too expensive. This is my local charity shop. £8.99 is far... God, the camera's wobbling horribly, I'm so sorry. £8.99 is far too expensive for my local charity shop. People around here, if they spend £8.99, they expect to get a semi-detached house with a garden and possibly a car. So yeah, for them to price them at £8.99 originally, they then reduced them to £4.49, at which point people still went, well, I can get a bungalow for that. And then they chucked them in the pound box and I snaffled them. So, but that's my only pickup. There was nothing else in the shop of any interest really. Lots of pottery on the shelves due to my exciting result with the Hornsey pottery earlier this week. I now pick up every item of pottery inside and look at the bottom of it, and mostly it says, you know, made in Taiwan, but who knows, one day I may find something wonderful. And that's it, that's me for today. I'm going to have an early night tonight, I think, try and make up for the sleep that I missed. Although, there's a hangout on Friday night, isn't there? Is it? I think it might be Zahir and Beck's reseller chit chat, ramble, gossip, whatever on earth they call it. I think that might be tonight. So, depending on the whole peanut chicken satay fiasco, I may not get to watch that live. If I don't get to watch it live, then I'll watch it afterwards, in which case that'll be the end of my early night. And when I look like death warmed up tomorrow, it will all be Zahir and Beck's fault. So I hope you're happy with yourself, Mr. and Mrs. Malik. It's all your fault, which makes a change, because I am led to believe that it's usually Nick Hill's fault. So, on that note, I will bid you adieu. Goodbye. Good evening, YouTube. It's Carla. It's Saturday evening. And this is my confessional, because I have sinned. I was supposed to be on a clothing buying ban, as I have lots of stock in here and in here, lots and lots of stock, and I really didn't need any more stock. But when they're giving it away, what can you do? So I thought I would show you guys, and then that's either confession or it makes you complicit in my crime, and it's all your fault as well. I have Jane Norman leather fronted leggings. These are brand new with tags at £35, and I paid £1. I have Karen Millen pinstripe trousers for £1. I have Phase 8 jeans for £1. Then it got a bit more expensive. I have Toast brown cords. As you can see, they were £4.99. Down here I have Toast chinos, £4.99. These are All Saints, and they were £1. This is a Karen Millen skirt. There we go. That displayed it beautifully, didn't it? This is why I don't work in a shop. That was £3.49. Fat face jeans for £1, and a rather nice Hobbs skirt. Also, sorry, £2.49 that one. And then I have a pair of Fly London shoes. Fly London, in my opinion, are the ugliest shoes in the world, but they sell really, really well. Those were £6. I did see a pair of Fly London boots. They wanted £25 for those, and they weren't in the best of nick. In fact, they'd have needed quite a lot of work to get them to anything near saleable. So I left those behind. And then I did pay £4 for this. I may have overpaid slightly. We shall see. This is a molten brown travel set. It's got little travel toiletries in there. And that was £4. So whether there's any profit left in that, I don't know. But I thought I would show you all these naughty things that I picked up, because I don't need any more clothing stock. Oops. Good morning, YouTube. It's Sunday morning. It's 8:35 AM and I am off to the car boot sale. This is the second one of the year. Last week was rubbish. Or this might be the third one of the year. I've no idea. Anyway, last week was rubbish. I bought 3 items last week. So, if I can buy 4 today, then I've increased my yield by 25%. One must look on the bright side. It's I don't know, it's not as cold as it was yesterday. It can't be because there's no frost on the cars, and yet it feels bloody freezing. So, who knows, peculiar English weather. There's no frost at all, so driving conditions aren't too bad. I actually woke up really early and decided that I would go to the car boot sale really early. Then I made the fatal mistake of picking up my phone and flicking through Facebook, and before I knew it, I'd lost 3/4 of an hour of my time. Facebook is a terrible time gobbler. The internet in general. I seem to wonder what on earth we did with all our time before they gave us the internet to fill it up with. Because, yeah, I sit down at the computer and I look at the clock and 3 or 4 hours have passed, and I'm like, what happened there? So I know that a couple of YouTubers have said in the past they've deactivated their Facebook. A couple of resellers have said they've deactivated their Facebook because they felt that it was actually impacting on their productivity. And I suppose that's possible. I'm not too bad when I'm at the computer. Facebook on my phone is my main issue. Whenever I stop to do anything, I tend to pick up my phone and automatically check Facebook. But on the computer, I'm not too bad. I often have a YouTube video on in the background while I'm listing and things like that, but I don't often sit there scrolling through Facebook. So yeah, Facebook on my phone is the killer. How did I get onto this? Rambling. Anyway, I apologise for my appearance this morning. I do rather look like something the cat would refuse to drag in and stage a protest about. But plus, it is early on a Sunday morning. When I come back from the car boot sale, I need to dye the grey out of my hair. So yeah, I do look a bit rough this morning, I'm afraid. My auctions end tonight. I have nearly 100 items on auction. I'm not expecting great results. You won't be getting an auction video, simply because it's not stuff that I think will sell well. In fact, it's stuff that I know for a fact hasn't sold well. It's things that have been hanging around for a long time, and now I've bunged them on an auction in an attempt to get them to shift, and I've put them all on 99p starts. So if anything sells, most of what does sell will go for a 99p, possibly 104. Sometimes you get a little flurry of bidding and it goes for 104, which always is very exciting. So yeah, that's tonight, and those end. I think one lot ends around 5ish and the other lot ends about 6ish, because I did 2 separate batches. I put some on last Sunday on a 7-day and then another load on Tuesday on a 5-day. So what that will mean, providing the bidders pay, which is another drawback with auction style, is that they don't have to pay. I think eBay should set up some kind of thing which as they bid, it reserves that amount from their PayPal, and then if they don't win, it releases it or something like that, so that as soon as they do win, the amount is deducted. But I'm not technical, and perhaps that's not possible, I don't know. I do know that it surely should be possible for people who send offers to be expected to do pay now, because I've got 3 current outstanding items that I've sold on best offer over the last few days, which haven't been paid for. And there's a certain school of thought that says that people do this if they're selling something similar. They do it so that they can remove yours from sale, giving theirs more of a chance to sell. But I always use unpaid item assistant. It opens a case on day 2 and closes it on day 4, day 6, or whatever the option is, and they'll get a strike. So there's no messing with that. So I would have thought that if you did that often enough, you'd get in trouble. Although a couple of them are, well, at least one of my non-payers this week was a 0 feedback. Perhaps people are setting up new accounts to do this. Of course, there's limitations on selling when you have a new account, but I don't think there's limitations on buying. I don't know. It's my eBay account is 14 years old this year, and it's a long time since I remember checking any of the rules. How on earth did I get onto that? Auctions ending tonight. So yeah, so providing everybody pays, then tomorrow morning will be a very busy packing morning. Packing and posting. That was 5 magpies. 5 for silver. Does that mean I'm going to find a silver tea set at the car boot sale perhaps? Or I've had 6 for gold. Busy morning tomorrow packing. I have already uploaded most of this video to the software, most of the bits of film that I've done this week, so this little bit today is the last bit to be added on. I will hopefully do you a little bit of car boot haul footage after the car boot today, and then we'll add that on later, and with a bit of luck that should go on tonight. But because it's a weekly vlog, try saying that when you're drunk, it's quite a long video. People may not watch it, people may watch the first 7 seconds and go, God, she's dull, and switch off. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, I will say goodbye for now. I will see you a bit later on to show you what I managed to pick up this morning. Have a lovely day, YouTube. Bye-bye. Hello again, YouTube. Here I am, back as promised, with today's car boot pickups. So, first thing I got today was another pair of the inline skates. They're not the same brand as last week. Having looked online, I should be able to manage 20 to 30 for these, which I'm quite happy with because I paid £3. From the same seller, I got an assortment of plush toys. I got the Kyle from South Park and Baby Ike. Baby Ike is the more rare of the two, and he retails usually, well, I say he resells usually between 10 and 15. So, quite pleased with him. Those two. And, oh, trying to remember what came with it. This rabbit, I believe, and this lion. Now, those 4 items, oh, sorry, and the little guess how much I love you comforter. Those 5 items, along with the skates, cost me £4 altogether. So he wanted £3 for the skates, and when I showed him the other stuff, he said, I'll make it 4. From another seller, I got all of these cross-stitch kits. The Winnie the Pooh one would have been the most valuable, except for the fact it's been started, so that will devalue it slightly. The Snoopy one, I'm not sure about. That one might go nicely. Snoopy's very popular. And then there's various other ones there. All of those. Little Airfix kit, which is very, very battered, but complete within the battered box. And then the giraffe and the frog comforter. No, not the frog, I tell a lie, not the frog. The giraffe comforter and the Elmo. And that little bundle cost me £5. So the cross stitch, the Elmo and the giraffe, £5 for those. I then paid £2.50 for some vintage Christmas lights, which I hope to turn into £15 to £20. Hopefully they do work. I tested them at the car boot sale. Very lucky because it's indoor. There are plugs available, so I tested those. They work. It's the most vintage plug ever. And then finally, I paid 50p. For the little frog comforter. Now he's a conundrum. He is a Snugs comforter, and as such he would normally sell for about a tenner. However, he has been bought in bulk by a company called Diddy Dubs, who have then added their logo to these comforters. They sell them on their website for £12.50. I don't know whether that will increase the value of my comforter or devalue it, because it's no longer a Snugs comforter. It's now a more specialist item. This is for Volkswagen enthusiasts, Diddy Dubs. So that may devalue my comforter somewhat. I don't fancy trying to sit there and pick off. That's machine embroidery. So I don't fancy sitting there trying to pick that off, and it will probably leave a scar on the material anyway. So we shall see. There we go. Those are today's pickups. Much better than last week's piddly 3 things. Oh, so I also picked up, they're in the washing machine, 2 Crag Hoppers coats. They were £3.50 for 2. And a small dog coat that came in with the Kyle and Ike bundle. I knew there was more. So I've looked at my completed and solds. I would hope that this little lot will return around £200, somewhere in the region of £200, if I get the prices I want for it. If not, it won't be the end of the world. I spent £17 today on this lot. 17 quid for this little lot, plus 2 coats and a dog coat. Bye for now.